Hey there, rad retro coders, and welcome back to another thrilling episode of the Average Joe Josie channel. I'm your host, Johan van Wyk, broadcasting to you from the beautiful South African province of Gauteng. Today we're bursting back into the world of game creation to turn your dreams into digital reality. Get ready to strap in, grab your laser blaster and aim for greatness, because in this edition, we're unleashing the power of enemies into your game. Buckle up and get ready for a cosmic journey into creating the next viral platformer sensation. In our previous escapade, we uncovered the secrets of adding collectible coins to our scene, masterfully employed variables to tally up our victories, and proudly displayed our scores on the user interface, all while our player gracefully explored the digital landscape. If you happen to miss out on this thrilling episode, no worries, it's just a click away, eagerly awaiting you to catch up on the excitement you've been missing. Go ahead, hit play and join us in the quest for the digital greatness. So, in today's action-packed episode, we're gearing up for the following. Create an object for the enemy, move the enemy to the right, change the enemy's direction, and then change the enemy's direction again. No more delays, let's get started. Step 1. Create an object for the enemy. Create a sprite object named Slime. Add an animation to the object that uses the following assets: slimewalk1.png and slimewalk2.png. Enable the loop function and drag an instance of the object into the scene. If you now preview the game, an animated enemy appears on the screen. Step 2. Move the enemy to the right. The previous part of the tutorial mentioned that there were 3 types of variables: object, scene, and global. An object variable is tied to a specific object. This means the variable holds a value that is only available to and only relevant to that associated object. To add an object variable to the slime object, we do the following. Right-click the slime object, select Edit Object Variables, add a variable named Direction with a value of right. This is the default value of the variable, and then you click Apply. The direction variable keeps track of the enemy's current direction. In a later step, you'll be able to change the direction of the enemy by changing the value of the variable. Now, to actually move the enemy to the right, you create an event. Open the events editor, create a new event. Add the text of an object's variable condition to the slime object. In a variable field type direction. In the text field, select equal to. In the value to compare field, type right, including the quotation marks, and then you click OK. Now we add an action to this event. Add the Add a Force Angle action to the event. In the object field, select slime. In the angle field, type 0. In the speed field, type 100. Then enable the instant option and then click OK. So, this is what the complete event looks like. Based on this event, while the value of the direction variable is right, the slime object moves right. Because the object never changes direction, it inevitably falls off the edge of the platform. I realize at this point that the character or the player is actually looking in the wrong direction, so we have to fix that. What you do is you double click on the slime character, you select both of the icons there, and then you say edit with Piscal. Once in there, you click on the first image and then on this transform vertically button. You click on the next one and also on the transfer vertically button. You click save and then apply. And then you'll see that the character is now facing the right direction. Step 3. Change the enemy's direction. To make the enemy change direction, add 2 invisible objects to the scene, one called left and the other one called right, and place them on either side of the enemy. Then, when the enemy collides with one of the objects, you can flip them around and move them in the other direction. This creates the illusion of the enemy following a set route. This step focuses on creating the left object. When the enemy collides with this object, they will change direction. The step that follows will focus then on the right object. So let's create the left object. Create a sprite called left. As the default sprite, use the left.png asset. Then you drag an instance of the object into the scene to the right of the enemy. So to detect when an enemy collides with a left object, we do the following. You create a new event, add a collision condition that checks if the slime object is colliding with the left object. Then, to change the value of the direction variable, add the modify the text of a variable of an object action to the event. In the variable field type direction, from the modification sign drop-down, select Set To. In the value field type, left with the quotation marks. Then, to flip the slime object, add the flip the object horizontally action to the event. Set the activate flipping option to yes. This ensures that the slime object changes and faces a different direction rather than just changing directions. Now, to change the enemy's direction, add the add a force angle action to the event. In the object field, select slime. In the angle field, type 180. In the speed field, type 100. Enable the instant option, and then you click OK. If you now preview the game, the enemy changes direction when they collide with the left object. But we still have to hide the left object. So to do this, we create a new event, add the at the beginning of the scene condition to the event, add the hide action to the left object. If you preview the game, the enemy appears to change direction by their own choice. Step 4. Change the enemy's direction again. After the enemy collides with the left object, they start moving right and never stop moving right. To ensure that they change direction again, create an object named right. This object should be the same as the left object except for the following details. You use the right.png asset. When the player collides with the slime object, set the direction variable to right. For the flip the object horizontally action, set the activate flipping to no. Then you drag an instance of the right object into the scene to the left of the enemy. If you now preview the game, the enemy moves back and forth between the invisible markers. And that team is how you add an enemy to your game. And we've come to the end of another video in this series. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you learned a lot. No more delays, no more waiting. It's time to put your newfound knowledge to the test. So grab your coding swords and shields and embark on this digital quest, and let's make some magic happen. As always, if you've enjoyed this retro-fueled coding session, show some love with a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell to stay in the loop for our next digital adventure. Until then, you amazing game gurus, may your code be bug-free, your creativity boundless, and your games legendary.